Hi YouTubers, this is another update. Probably make this one a shorter one than last time, which was quite a long one. I'm doing it again. I'll stop now. So I've got a couple of things to show you. I've been getting on with the Dragoons. We're dragooned. It's probably going to be my call sign from now on, with Dragoons rather than Hussars. Oh, bang on. So have a look at those, and I've been getting on with the foot artillery, and still haven't finished the British infantry, but they're getting pretty close to completion. So I've also started basing up the Black Hussars. So the Black Hussars are nearly done. I'm just glancing at them at the moment. So that's what I shall do. So on with the show. Onto the show. Welcome, as Basil Brush used to say. Today, myself and my daughter did a bit of carpentry. So what we did was we made this nice little rack, because I like a nice rack. So this is going to be used for drying figures and temporarily putting figures while they're waiting to be based. So I'm going to put this on the wall somewhere, which is why I've done this block of wood across the top. It's also quite a nice, what's the word? Buttress, I suppose, for standing the figures up against. So as you see, the Black Hussars are there, ready to be finally based. Put other figures along the back there that are done, that need to be put in the box. And I'm getting my artillery ready and the beer mats. So that's a little bit of carpentry we did today, all from recycled wood from my daughter's bed that she no longer uses. She's got a new bed now, so I just kept the slats from the bottom and thought I'll build a little shelf system from that. So it cost me absolutely nothing apart from the time, so I'm very pleased with that. Even the wife likes it, which is saying something. Okay, so the British infantry coming along very nicely, nearly finished. I did do the gun barrels eventually and the bayonets, so it's just a case of touching them up, as you see, and painting those little boxes on the back, which I'm probably going to end up doing tonight so that it's done. And I've started doing red straps and collars on the foot artillery, so they're getting pretty close to finishing now. I had painted their the bags that they're carrying around their shoulders brown, but looking at the artwork on the box and other people who've done these, I've decided to paint them white instead, which is probably a better option. And the Dragoons have started getting done. I'm probably going to do a little clip of me painting with the horses in a moment. So I'm working my way through these Dragoons now. Colours starting to go on there. Nice dark shade of green. And I've started doing the yellow fronts, so these will be the 23rd Regiment of Dragoons, with yellow fronts and collars. So I'm very much enjoying painting those, even though 25mm are fiddly as can be, really, they're a pain. And I've done the first wash on these horses. The trumpeter dragoon figure, if I can just zoom in on him, I started off painting him the same colour as the others, and then I looked on some internet pages and discovered that he should actually be reversed, like all the musicians should be reversed. So I've reversed him, looking at the top here, started basing these. Those just need a good shake to get the excess flock off there. And this is what I found the other day. I was in the art shop and found some nut brown ink, and because Blucher uses ink, I decided I would give ink a try instead. So this is a work in progress to see if this is going to do the job, which I think from first impressions it is definitely doing that. Just tilt a few round. So the first wash has gone on those, and already just with one wash they're starting to look browner. So maybe another 2, possibly 3 more washes of that, and then we shall see how they come out. Certainly picking out all the details so far. Infantry again down here. So my ambition in the next couple of days is to finish off these British infantry, so I've got a bit more space on here. And then I think what I might well do is get those Highland infantry done, which have been sitting here for a good few months. Because really I should have lots of infantry, and I don't have lots of infantry yet. The spare, if I just move this out of the way, the spare esky guys that I've got, I've taken off and moved up here. And what I'm going to do with those is I'm going to paint the other Italeri French infantry I've got and mix them in with those guys. That's my first possibility. Otherwise I might just buy some more French infantry, some more esky guys if I can get them from somewhere, and add them in. So that's what I shall do with those. Okay, so let's see how I get on with the inking. Alright. So what I'm doing is layer 2, don't know why I'm doing the tails, because I'm going to paint them anyway. And the good thing about this ink is you don't have to mix it with anything, you just dip your brush in there at the right angle there. Yeah, you can see all that. Okay. I'm very impressed with this ink so far. I know you guys have probably been using ink for years and years, but I haven't ever used it before. So it's going on what you guys do and seeing what I come up with. Oh, hang on, I missed him. One thing I found really fiddly with these bits here, the reins, was that I was putting too much PVA on them. So of course it was filling in the gap, forming a bubble or a skin or a skein perhaps. So of course I had to pull that all out. So I had to do that What I should have done, of course, was go and blow, but I got impatient, which is never a good thing with painting. It's the enemy of the painter. So I shouldn't be rushing these things, because the whole pleasure of doing painting is to take your time. Which is why you do them in batches anyway. So they gleam at first as you're doing them. Just checking I've got the right angle here. You know what I should do is put some little markers down for the centre of the shot. What a good idea. Some little crosses or something on the bench. Blobs of blue tack. So I know where the centre of the shot is, so I don't have to keep looking at the camera to check it's in shot. So, using the Blucher method, these started off red, and I'm just adding washes of ink to darken it up each time, and they're starting to get quite chestnut already. And this is just layer 2. Directly above the ink pot is the target. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. Well, usually I use my magnifying glass for doing this, but as I'm filming it's not practical, because you just end up seeing the glass rather than what I'm doing. So as I'm just inking, we can dispense with that for the moment. Mm-hmm. 17 of these to do. It's the thing, I'm not sure how many cavalry to do each time, so they come in boxes of different numbers. That's the problem. You know, some come with 17, some come with 12. So I'm basically going to have to do a minimum of 12 for each cavalry unit. And that's all right with the ones that I'm casting, the Prince August ones, because if I'm short, I can just cast some more, which is what I was doing yesterday, making some more horses, because I was 6 horses short. So 12 cuirassiers and 12 lancers. So I needed 12 horses for each, and discovered I was 4 short. And I think we had about 6 attempts and ended up with 2 decent horses. So it was quite time consuming to get 2 horses. And then of course you've got all the faff around with the temperature of the metal, and I wasn't getting very good results yesterday. First one came out perfectly, and then the rest were not good at all. They were crumbling, they were not properly moulding, so I gave up in the end and just quit at 2. But when I've got less distractions, fewer distractions, then I'll do some more. But I really want to get doing the airfix cuirassiers. And some more infantry. It's the thing when you're doing bloody cavalry, you're not just doing a figure, you're doing the horse as well. So it takes up twice as much space. As I showed you on the my new rack, I finally got round to doing the rest of the artillery pieces. It's not as if I'm going to run out of figures to paint here, is it? Because I've still got shed loads to do. But I'm getting, I think I counted, I had 7 different units more or less complete or completed by now. I haven't looked in my old collection yet to see how many I had there. I know I've definitely got 1 unit of Prince August Imperial Guard and at least 1 unit of British Line Infantry ready, so that would take me up to 9. It's a matter of how many I'm going to need, because the thing is I'm not painting 1 army here, am I? I'm painting 2. I'm doing the French and the British, so everything's doubled. But it means I get the variety. Still got Scots Greys to do. Lots of artillery pieces, 95th Rifles, more Imperial Guard, more French infantry, some Uhlans. I've got the rocket troop to do, which I'm looking forward to as well. I'd like to be painting the whole lot, but I haven't got the room, which is why I put the new shelf up, rack. So I've got room for priming them, but you don't get to finish anything, do you? So it's, I think I've got to start looking at quality over quantity from now on and just concentrating on 2 units at a time. So at the moment I've got 3 on the go, haven't I? Plus a few other assorted bits. So get these off the bench. Now, when Blucher did his video on these, he said, "Take me word for it, guys, they will go brown, and he's right. It's the man who knows. And you can't fault Lucius horses, that's for damn sure. So I might be hoying a bit too much ink on here, or maybe not. It dries out anyway, so. And it means that you've got also continuity on the consistency of what you're doing, because I'm not watering down the ink or anything, it is just going on as it comes out the bottle. So this should really speed things up as well, because I'm not fiddling around with mixing it. The other good thing about having everything to hand with this workbench here is that you do save time, because I'm literally just picking something up and getting on with it rather than hunting around. Which I know most of you guys do as well anyway, don't you? You've all got your stuff at the ready. These are nice horses, you know. Such a nice change from the Airfix. When I've done my last Airfix, it'll be a shame, but also a bit of a relief, really. Because these are a lot easier to paint than the spindly little wobbly Airfix horses. I'll tell you what else I've got. I've got some Strelets gear for doing. Some Russian guys, which I'll dig out in a minute once I've done these last 3 horses. Because these will need to dry. I'm also wondering how easy it is to paint over ink when I sort of run onto the saddle areas, because I'm going to have to touch up bits that I've overrun. Can't imagine it's going to be too much of a bother. And another nice thing I've noticed of doing these videos is that when you're zooming in on your figures for making the videos, you spot all little bits of paint that you've inadvertently splashed or put on, so you can go back to the figure in question and go, oh, how the hell did I miss that? The video picks, the camera never lies, basically. Which was a great song by, who was it? Dollar. Those were the days. I bet nobody's mentioned that in a video before. You heard it here first. Nearly there. Okay, so that's 2 layers. Let's see how that comes out when it dries. It is definitely starting to get there, isn't it? Happy with that. Okay, let me just pause for a moment. Okay, these are the ones that I was on about. These are the Strelets. Excusez-moi. Russian Hussars. And 12 horses, 12 figures. No continuity, is there? Got them for £4 from the National Army Museum, which isn't bad. Nice little description on the back, and a picture of how they could be painted. They've done these in grey, but I believe Russian Hussars were done in a variety of colours. Green is what I've seen. I've done them grey on there for some reason, so let's have a look what we got. Let's just take this off here, shall we? We've got some very chunky horses here. Plenty of detail on the saddles. I think Blucher's done some of these. And shifting those to one side, we have Hussars again, aren't they? Oh God. A guy with his muskets we got there. Has everybody got a musket? Or a blunderbuss? Or... yeah, they all seem to have muskets, which is good. Got little spears on the top here for cutting off to fit in these holes of the hands. Very weird pose there, but trumpeter's alright. But they're very chunky, these figures, aren't they? And squat as well. Such a variety in 25mm, it's uncanny really. Yeah, and another 6 horses there. So 2 sprues of horses and 1 sprue of the actual characters themselves. What else have we got here? No drummers. One guy firing a pistol there. So they're quite nice. Guy delivering a nice slashing blow around his shoulder there. But it's good that they've all got muskets. That's one good thing of these. So I shall do those soon as well. Okay. So that's the Strelets. Russian Hussars. The Strelets box I had, or have, is the French Uhlans in semi-uniform. Again, I got these from the National Army Museum, £6.99. That's because there's other ones, the Hussars, I didn't actually get from there. I've just remembered I got them from my local railway shop, which is why they're £3 cheaper. 12 of these again. I'll just take these out of the box if you hang on one moment. The lovely blue. So again, you get the spears attached with big sprues on there. Very chunky sprues these guys do. Strelets, don't they? Fair amount of detail on these characters. Short and squat. These look even smaller than the Hussars. another guy firing a pistol there. So there's a theme, isn't there, with these. Just putting those to the side. The horses, again, big chunky heifers these are. Fair amount of detail on those. Big solid figures for painting. So it's like a metal figure in plastic. That's solid. I believe the horses are the same. Not bad, but not brilliant either, but they shall do.